What's up, everybody? It's me, Crosspatch. Welcome back to my Madden 21 Pittsburgh Steelers franchise. We are home. Today we've got the Los Angeles Chargers in town. We are 5-0 on the season. These Chargers are 3-2. They do have quite a few good players. We may have some challenges ahead today. But we'll see how it goes. We'll get this thing underway. While you're thinking about it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Maybe hit the like button. Do whatever you want to do. You know how YouTube works. I don't need to tell you what to do. And the Chargers are going to take possession on the 25 here. And here comes Justin Herbert. Now, you might not be surprised to see him. Having a pretty good season there. However, the Chargers also have a superstar quarterback on their roster named Ben Evans. A second-year guy. So what went on with their roster management that they've got both these guys, I don't know. But, yeah, even if we knock Herbert out of the game, we've got him to deal with, so. Not that that's our plan. 6-yard gain on the first play from scrimmage. And we have switched back to 8-minute quarters. I did a little experiment last week with going, trying 6-minute quarters, just to make the games a little more competitive, and a little less garbage time. Ultimately, I kind of felt like it was a little too rushed calling plays, a little too frantic. So we're back to 8-minute quarters. Oh, big hit. Edmonds laying on the hit. Held onto the ball, so we've got 2nd and 2. I also messed with sliders a little bit. I jacked up all the sliders like 50% for the opposing team. And honestly, I didn't see much difference. Except for that some of the decisions the quarterbacks were making seemed strange on the CPU side. There we go. Shut him down in the backfield. David Wiggins, the big nose tackle, taking him down for a 3-yard loss. So then I thought, well, if those sliders are kind of messed up, maybe I could change these sliders over here. And then I kind of remembered why I don't like messing with sliders. So we are continuing with everything on default. All Madden default sliders. And here comes Dakota Cavanaugh. Having a great season. 6-minute quarters didn't hurt him any.
So this is what we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is
we're going to see if we can get right out of the gate here. Looking for Smith-Schuster on a deep crosser here. And I think we got him. There he is. And is he going to outrun Derwin James? No, he's not. All right. And we're off to a good start.
Crossing routes versus man-to-man coverage, it's a bad matchup for the defense. Those tend to work very well as they run away from the defender.
And we're going to go for Peterson, and he's in. There we go. How many yards was that? 90-some yard drive on 2 plays.
There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced.
On that play, Claypool running the deep post is my #1 look on that play. But if the safeties don't do what I want them to do, a lot of times I can get Peterson on that corner route. All right. Had my first ever kick return for a touchdown in my my franchise that I play that I don't record for YouTube. I was shocked. Hopefully we can replicate that at some point in this franchise.
And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. They run the option here. First and 10. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back.
They're picking up quick first downs there.
He gets lost in there, and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed.
Oh, man.
Be a problem. Think of it this way.
Well,
Opening, and there he goes.
I'm happy that my guys try to jump the routes, but that's what can happen when they miss.
Touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver.
So once again, we're working with okay, not great corners on this team. You know, they get beat a lot. Sometimes they surprise me.
And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
I guess I didn't need to fall down there. All right, let's see what we can do. Let's go.
And for them, a touchdown their last go around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this,
let's go something with a little less.
What are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked.
A little less home run potential, but let's see what we can do.
Because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Might have had Claypool down the seam there. Cavanaugh is now in the zone. Let's see if we can get these guys to bite on a little play. I don't know why they would bite on play action. I haven't run the ball yet, but let's see what they do. There's Smith-Schuster. Oh, and they spun the wrong way. Let's see, what do we want? Let's go with that bunch, and we'll go verticals. We'll take Claypool across on the drag, keep Hayes in the block, and we will have Smith-Schuster run a post, I think, and we'll see if we can get him open again. Nope, not going to get it this time. Oh, no! Oh, I just saw a guy open, and I was about to let it go. And, that's no good. Cavanaugh is out of the zone. I guess a turnover would put him out of the zone. Smith-Schuster's in the zone, though. Oh, and there's an interception. Oh, boy. All right, well, that was not a good series at all.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one.
Not good at all.
I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise.
Don't throw a lot of interceptions, but when I do,
nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning into a nice run.
I kind of let them get to me. I gotta let it go.
You're gonna smother it, but a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And Herbert is picking us apart a little bit here. What do we want to do? Let's see if we can sit in the cover 3 a little bit here.
In his NFL career.
And just think, that puts you in top 35 range all time in the NFL in terms of number of catches.
And there's another connection. 2nd and 2.
Who was a tight end. That's big time play right there.
facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for him. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside.
Man.
Ball's delivered.
And I miss a hit stick.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10.
All right, so bad turn of events the past couple of last drive that I had, and now this drive of theirs. Not great.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
All right. No point in doing a jig when they just move the ball down the field on you like that.
I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too.
And that's the end of the quarter. We're tied at 7. The Chargers are driving. Looking to capitalize off of our interception that I threw.
Here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Herbert now.
Herbert throws it away.
But it's incomplete.
And that's going to bring up 3rd and goal. And we're going to stick with what we're doing here.
Play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Watch for that delayed handoff to Eckler.
Back to throw here, Herbert.
Someone get in there on him, please. There we go.
Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming.
All right, so could have been worse. We're going to hold them to a field goal here, it looks like. Dumb interception. I should have waited a beat before I threw that crosser to Claypool, but, you know.
And get the ball downfield. This one had to go over 5 seconds holding on to the football, and then he ends up getting hit, and they have an incompletion.
All right.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them keep the field goal, and yeah, points went against them.
Cobb gets it a little bit past the 25 here, so that's good. There comes Cavanaugh. We got to shake off that interception. This is a good play to shake off an interception. Let's see how we do.
2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do?
There we go. Oh, just got him by his shoelaces there.
It's a big play there for the Steelers. 43 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season.
Go tight end in.
Guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
And they are not covering Hayes. Let's see if they pick him up. Yeah. So we'll go to Smith-Schuster. Underneath.
A gain of 6 there on first.
2nd and 4. Maybe we'll run the ball a little bit. We haven't gotten James Conner involved in anything here yet.
Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication.
Conner pulls ahead.
Each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender.
And we're going to go back to that play where I threw the interception.
And that's the big fellas.
And hope that I don't this time.
Tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making.
I mean, I assume you're hoping I don't. Maybe you're hoping I do. I don't know.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Got out of the
All right.
pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running
I still feel like this is the hardest place on the field for me to call plays.
Live to fight another down.
Back to the
Get Smith-Schuster underneath.
Cavanaugh. That's complete. Right around the 8. He's taken down at the
And
7.
3rd and 3. I think we're going to call this 4-down territory. I don't want to settle for a field goal here. We'll see if we can smash it in with Connor. Or at least enough for this first down. And we got a flag on the play.
But don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about.
And it's going to be a hold on our rookie, I bet. Our rookie right guard. Or center. All right, fine.
So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
Let's see what we can do. I don't know what hash mark we're on. All right, good.
Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
On third down, Cavanaugh.
Let's go, Smith-Schuster. I don't think he got the first. All right, we're going for this. We're not kicking a field goal.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the
Connor down to the 2. And we'll take a look at it. You know what? I'm getting Smith-Schuster in there on that split end position or that flanker position, whatever it is. Because he is in the zone. Yeah, we're going to throw it to him.
Back to throw. Cavanaugh.
All right. Redeem ourselves after that interception a little bit.
And the Steelers are going to retake the lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Now we got to manage to stop these guys somehow. Our corners just don't match up against good receivers very well.
That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because
No, don't want Tampa 2. Let's go quarters.
as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
We can't make a tackle.
That's bottom shelf material. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down.
Oh boy, all right. They switch, we switch.
Here's Herbert. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Harper. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage.
All right, so they didn't get anything on that one. They're coming out with 2 tight ends, so we're going to stick with our 3-4.
Even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly.
And they switch, we switch.
On second down, here's Herbert.
Oh, and Ford can't get in there.
He will find his man on the outside. And a 6-yard gain.
Well, we got them short of the first here, 3rd and 4. So we're going to go, what are we going to do? We're going to go nickel, and we're going to bring pressure. And we've got, guys uncovered. What is happening? Yeah, we just can't cover these guys.
That wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
Can't cover them. 2-minute warning coming up. Let me try to put some pressure on. I've been using this 4-3 wide a little bit just to get some pressure on. And if I can't cover the guy, it doesn't matter. All right.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Hunter Henry, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers have once again taken the lead.
What a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when
So the plan is we're going to score before halftime. And then we get the ball coming out of half.
Ran with it all the way to the end zone.
Here comes Cobb. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30.
All right, let's see what we can do here.
Here again comes Juju Smith-Schuster.
Gonna look for a deep shot.
He's done his part, but so far it's been in a losing effort, so they've got to fix something.
That doesn't mean
We'll work the sidelines if we have to, which it looks like we're gonna have to.
Keep doing that. They're gonna have to fix some things likely on defense to try and slow down their opponents.
But so far he's north of 100 yards.
We'll go no huddle.
That catch good for only
And we'll go cross wheels. Try to work the sideline. Conserve our timeouts as best we can.
But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And there's Claypool. Get out of bounds.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
There's Johnson.
Cavanaugh. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
So we're trying to work the sidelines with this play. Give our guys the opportunity to get out of bounds if they make a catch. Oh, that's a little too soon getting out of bounds.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride.
Well, we've got time and we've got 3 timeouts, so we don't need to be in such a rush, I guess.
The defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And he's going to take it in for a
All right.
touchdown.
So we're leaving them with some time.
Touchdown number 15 of the year. As his guys are able to regain the lead.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough, otherwise they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones
Leaving them with a minute 28 seconds.
running ability.
Boswell good with the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And I'm going to try running that 4-3 wide and see about getting pressure on them.
And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. Probably no need to.
I mean, the next thing is just go into a constant cover 3.
I'm thinking along the same lines as you. This amount of time, don't be compelled to play it too safe. This is a chance to get points on the board. Press it a little bit.
And especially since a touchdown here gets you the lead.
Nobody's covering him.
That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Herbert on first down now.
There we go.
He's coming and down he goes.
My guy blocks, I'm coming.
Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Here's Herbert now.
Get in there, Ford. Somebody get in there. Okay, I'll get in there, I guess. I think we're going to take a timeout there.
5th sack of the season. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3
And we're going to go.
as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Need something from deep in the bag.
We're going to go cover 3
First and second down.
on 3rd and 27, and they're just running the ball. We'll go timeout again.
It's a pickup
We're going to have 42 seconds to work with here.
And the punt team's going to be summoned on 4th down. Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this will be taken at the 13.
J.J. Lowry with a little return there. And let's just see what we can do a little bit here. We've got 33 seconds. We don't want to do anything stupid. But if we can get another score, it would be nice. We'll see if we can get Smith-Schuster on this crossing route again.
They've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting.
And I think we do got him.
But a mistake there.
But is he going to get caught from behind again?
Right. I say go ahead and take
Yes, he is.
get on out for the half.
Probably should have went out of bounds there.
Do finally get him, but he takes it to the
Oh.
25.
We'll try running another play. If we get caught in bounds, we're probably not going to be able to get on the line quick enough. I think. We'll see. goes Claypool in again.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Chase Claypool as the first half.
So we open up a nice little lead here.
The Steelers find a way to stretch their lead.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half. And now to give us momentum going into the second half. Give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
It's kind of a long half.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
So let's see. I think we're just going to go with a cover 3 here. I can't imagine they're going to do much here. Maybe they will. They've got a timeout.
Aggressively, offensively, they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to.
And they're taking their timeout.
Chargers going to use their third and final timeout.
And they are
Stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number
going to throw the ball, it looks like.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a third.
I don't know what they're doing here.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And a throw.
That'll be the end of the half.
Complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Take a look at the big floating scoreboard as we jog past into the locker room. See what it looks like.
We check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports
Wow, 341 yards passing in the first half.
Second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it.
So the goal of the second half, as always, is to see if we can get another score on our first possession, and then grind it out with the Connor. I'd also like to get Juan Cobb involved in the game a little bit. Another halfback we have.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime.
There's Peterson again.
Here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments.
I mean, I don't think San Diego's done scoring here, so it's not like we don't need any points we can get.
Operating from the gun, Cavanaugh. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Another first down as
Let's go empty tray stack.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of it.
Cavanaugh is in the zone.
Throwing on first down.
There's Johnson.
Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route.
And we'll run the ball a little bit with Connor here.
Defenders hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive.
And he's close to the first down. Doesn't have it, I don't think. So we'll run it once more.
gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Again, it's Connor. And he's able to get it to the
Yeah, Connor's a good back. He lacks a little, I don't know, a little speed or something, a little pop in his running style.
At their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs.
I think maybe we could get with,
Making it work.
I mean, we've got 2 other good running backs on this team besides Connor at this point. Or 2 viable ones, anyway.
from the gun.
We'll go underneath, play it safe. There's Johnson.
And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
Let's go empty bunch. Divide wheel.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because
there's Peterson down to the 7.
locked in on offense.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. And on that last play,
Let's do a little trickeration.
400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
Yeah, that, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities.
Maybe a terrible idea with Bosa over there, but we'll find out.
He's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help.
There's Smith-Schuster.
Get in for a Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster with his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical.
All right, so let's see if we can stop them. I mean, on all Madden, you're always like a mistake or two from disaster, even when you have a lead. Like, that was an awful kick.
Drain clock too in a drive like that, so you really give yourself an advantage.
He takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. And returning to the
All right,
field here,
so
Henry. And we peek at some of his work
let's
for
go
this
cover
game.
3 a little bit, I think, and see if that slows them down a little, I guess.
Charger drive about to get going. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what
Keep
they
running those delays to Eckler, and I keep running past guys. What am I doing today?
other teams just go, okay.
My defensive skills are awful today.
These things worked well for us, and sometimes
I mean, they're not usually terrific, but they're usually better than this.
get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
And somebody,
Takes a shot on the release.
TJ Phillips in there,
Intended receiver there, Allen. And
didn't get the sack, but broke it up.
Those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still,
Number 99, TJ Phillips.
more completions.
A good find at defensive end. He's actually a defensive tackle. And there's a sack. Justin Ford finally getting in there. I guess that wasn't a sack either. That was just another breakup.
It certainly didn't appear that that's
All
where he
right.
was going with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it. but
Sacks are hard to come by today.
unsuccessfully.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. This is taken at the 23.
So we'll get the running game warmed up here.
The return to get back.
Like I said, I really want, we'll get Connor going. I also want to get,
Set of downs.
in fact, let's get him going right now.
Getting set to take the
I really want to get Juan Cobb in the game a little more.
effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe
See if we can develop him a little bit.
There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now
And that doesn't help when our center gets destroyed off the ball.
Sprinter, get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
So Connor's contract is up, not this year, but next year.
They're just cutting them to shreds.
And thinking about trading him. Uh-oh.
Cavanaugh. And seeing nowhere to
Thinking about trading Connor.
away from harm, incomplete. Now it's third.
I really need to move up in the draft at some point
For different things, sometimes
and be able to get a decent cornerback. Because, like, this is getting silly.
But they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately,
You know, when you pick 31 every season, jeez.
Flush to his right. And that will be
Well, that drive was a mess.
As soon as I saw him break
And we're gonna
contain and
punt.
get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated.
Yeah, so we got to find a way to move up in the draft a little bit. I tried doing it this past draft with picks and stuff, but it just
In this case, he took the
ended up giving up more than I wanted to with draft picks.
return, but it goes down as just a punt of 30.
So like an X Factor halfback might be enough to
The Chargers
tip the
drive
scales,
to get going. And down
be
on
able to
the
get a higher draft pick.
needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way,
That is a hold.
no longer exists for their
They
offense,
cheated.
and that's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Oh, and that guy's wide open. What is going on? What is going on?
A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
Still all sorts of time left in this game, and you'd like to be able to say take it one play at a time. But the truth is, they're probably going to have to hit on a few big plays in the passing game to close this gap, and that's a good start right there.
Here's a first down throw that's complete and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Yeah, the only thing that we've been doing that's been working is this this edge blitz.
Operating from the gun, Herbert got his man complete over the middle. That's Harper. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Give him 9.
I don't even think this is working so well.
Again, Herbert.
Herbert throws it away. So it brings up 3rd and 1. And what do we want to do? Let's go.
They tried to throw on 2nd down.
Orders.
Now it's 3rd and 1. Out of the gun.
Running with Eckler again, and again I miss a hit stick.
First down before he's tackled right at the 10. They give him 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Oh, somebody has to intercept that.
For the Charger touchdown.
There are 3 guys around him.
Keenan Allen, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers, they're able to cut into that deficit.
All right.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
So in my offline franchise, my one I don't record for YouTube, I have managed to grab a couple of good cornerbacks. And it's a big difference. It really is. I mean, to your pass coverage. I shouldn't talk too badly, I guess, about our guys here. They come through at times when they're needed. But, you know, in these the tough games where we're going against, like, it's a good thing we can put up so many points on offense because there are times we just can't stop people. Smith-Schuster. Nope, Johnson. Thought it was Smith-Schuster.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It's a first.
And having a good halfback is another thing that kind of makes a big difference. You can take the control of the game. And we are struggling to run the ball right now. So that means in situations like this, we don't want to end up in 3rd and long. So we're going to want to throw the ball on 2nd and 8. Which I'd really rather not do in the 4th quarter with an 11-minute lead, 11-point lead. But it's good for Johnson. He's getting a lot of touches here. And our left guard is injured. Dalton Harris, that's not a good thing at all.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Center keeps getting destroyed by this 98 Richardson. Like, going nowhere.
And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's brought
I mean, we're racking up the stats. I really don't want to be throwing the ball like this, though.
A solid gain of 15 yards in the
And we're going to substitute. We don't want him getting hurt worse than that. Worse than,
but the way that they passed it was with such success
than he is.
keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch.
There goes Cobb. There he goes. That's that punch, that speed that Connor doesn't have.
A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit.
All right, so we're up by
The wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy.
3 scores now at this point, I guess.
Without a doubt, you need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Chargers coming out.
Yeah, let's go with this 4-3.
They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish.
They kind of have to throw the ball now, I would think.
Trailing big here in this fourth quarter. Then throw into the arms of Allen. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Justin Herbert looking to pass.
Our guys are just getting to it. It's Allen beating them most of the time here.
He'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Out of the gun, Herbert. Oh, the ball comes
Breaking it up again.
They'll say it's incomplete.
Ford is getting in there.
Few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Back to the air, Herbert on second down.
Oh my goodness.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the
I'm again at the point where I need to swear off the hit stick.
They've got another first. So first and 10 now from the 30. Herbert back to the air. He dumps it to
Even then I can't make a tackle.
and inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 more yards there and another first down. Herbert operating from the red zone. And right side, he's got it. And a nice
3 minutes and 30 seconds left here.
And he's taken down right after. They only got a yard out of that last completion. And that makes us 2nd and 9.
And of course they beat us for another touchdown.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen.
He's pretty happy with himself,
TD of the game, his
but
6th
we're still
of the
winning.
year. And the Chargers are able to close the gap just a bit.
Well, if you've got him in your fantasy league, you like his production, his second touchdown of the game.
All right, what are they going to do here? Onside kick.
He's playing pretty well and trying to keep
Not going to catch me off guard this time.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to call his number. Right now, he needs his defense to step up. And
Johnson gets crushed.
Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting...
So we're going to go chew clock. We are going to try to grind this out with Cobb and Connor.
I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number.
Yeah, Cobb may be the future here, or even possibly the present for our rushing attack. Oh, big hit by James. So we're going to take this down to the 2-minute warning. As I adjust my earbuds that fell out.
2 minutes left to play in this football game.
And we'll grind it out here. We're going to go, oops. Conservative. And put this thing away. I appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed the game. Hope you like that we went back to the 8-minute quarters. I think it was the best decision. Oh, and there's Cobb caught in the backfield.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game.
And so let's see. We still have a... Yeah, I mean, we're not really out of this. They've got 2 timeouts. I think we've got to throw the ball here. Go with a high percentage pass.
This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Operating from the gun. Cavanaugh
Knocked away. Well, we are in field goal range, so that's good. So we will take that.
Thus, the incompletion.
And his kick is absolutely perfect.
So it's been a high-scoring game.
Even further.
These darn Chargers. I hope I didn't call them the San Diego Chargers at some point. I had to restart this recording like 3 times because I kept calling them the San Diego Chargers. I know they're not the San Diego Chargers anymore.
Mission accomplished. It's darn close.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Herbert and the Chargers down by 2 touchdowns. A minute 50 to play. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch.
How will it pan out?
First down. Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Harper.
Clock is ticking.
On first down, it's Herbert. And that's into the hands of Eckler. Now Herbert got to get into the line in a hurry. To the air again, Herbert. It'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen.
48 seconds.
He's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Whoops.
Third and 2, Herbert. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's got this.
Herbert's over 400 yards passing.
Before he's out of bounds. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first.
It's been a quarterback battle.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. And that incompletion breaks a string of 5 straight connections. And it's second down.
All right, I've got the tight end. All right. Yeah, I'm not good at covering tight ends.
Throwing again. Herbert. And he's got
Tackles him in bounds.
again. It's complete. That'll leave him with
I think.
3rd and 2 coming up. They got
Maybe
8
not.
yards there.
There's an interception finally.
Intercepted, and that should do it. The safety Terrell Edmonds picks it.
Good job, Edmonds.
Return as he takes us up just shy of the 45.
And we'll pound this a couple of times with Cobb
That means that they should get
and get this game behind us.
Reserved for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things.
Yeah, I think we're going to be looking to Cobb for the rest of the season and maybe as our number 1 halfback.
timeouts.
I mean, Connor's still good for that short yardage stuff, you know, when you need a yard.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Cobb.
Yeah, that's no good.
That play went nowhere. Losing yardage.
That play went nowhere.
Back at the 36.
So we're going to take a look at the stats when we're done here if you want to stick around. This will be the last play of the game.
On second down, it's
Cobb breaking tackles.
and down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
And that's it. We got the win. Not a great defensive performance. Maybe feeling the loss of T.J. Watt a little bit in this game.
Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up.
We'll take a look at some stats.
Continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass.
See what the big scoreboard says.
Being in the zone.
Yeah, both teams well over 400 yards passing.
As hot has anyone. 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they will hit the road next week to take on.
Well, I guess Herbert actually had more than Cavanaugh with the sack yardage put back into it. So pretty good quarterback duel.
And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon.
Yeah, Cobb just a little more pop to him. Gets through those holes a little quicker maybe. Smith-Schuster with a big day, 172 yards and a score. Peterson, 93 yards and a score. Johnson had a decent game for what he usually does. Claypool for 5 for 116 and 2 touchdowns. And defensively... What? Oh, that's the wrong thing. Looks like Fitzpatrick led the team with 9 tackles. Bush with 2 sacks. Yeah, definitely feeling the loss of Watt there. I think there was a few times when Ford almost got to him that Watt probably would have gotten there. And the one pick by Edmonds. And that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the game. If you did, please go ahead and hit that like button. Maybe subscribe to the channel. Whatever you decide to do, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next game.